Today on Beyond the Beat, we're thrilled to welcome multifaceted artist whose rhythm resonates beyond the music, Arizona Ryan Clothing.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, family?
Yeah, we in the building.
Okay.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
You came through with the charm on me. The bag is looking pristine, man.
Thank you, sir.
But I like that puffy. I told you that puff.
Yeah, we got this. This is where drop next month for Black History Month. So I got like 4 different colors. Probably see me pop up in different couple spots for pop-up shops. So we move it, but the music is meant to move the merch.
Okay.
I mean, positive message. I'm gonna give you a little bit of the hood, but I'm gonna tell you, the real, like the consequences of those actions when you take a life or when you do that stick up. You know what I mean? It comes with something else too.
Really quick side note, because you say you do the music push the merch.
Mm-hmm.
So most people putting out the merch to sell more music.
Yeah, but see, I ain't trying to be a rapper.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, this legacy time, like I got 2 daughters, so I'm trying to set the precedence for them to be entrepreneurs and for them to pursue their dreams early instead of trying to play catch up like I'm doing now. So if I can lay it down and leave something for them, they can take the name, run with it, and they don't have to have a job because I'm giving them it.
I got you. So I see you from Philly.
Yes, sir.
All the way to Arizona, huh?
Yeah, but parts in between. I grew up in Maryland for a little bit too. I moved there when I was like 12, 13. Okay. And then from there, joined the military, went to the Marine Corps, and that's how I got out here.
Got you. What part of Maryland you on mine, man?
So East Shore, Eastern Maryland is where I live at Dodge City is what they call it. It's close to Cambridge, Salisbury, Ocean City.
Okay.
So it's the opposite side of the bridge of Baltimore and Annapolis and all of that. So it's like they think it's country, but it gets serious down there. That's what Jay-Z and that's what they was hustling at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when you hear them talk about in Maryland, 95, so I got it on a mix. Oh, it ain't a mixtape. It's out. Really, you know what I mean? I got Kiss on it. I got Reed Dollars.
Yeah, I just saw that. Man, they got Kiss on the new joint. Man, how did that come about?
So I know a producer who I was getting beats from. He actually make beats for the Locks and Styles P.
Okay.
So he got a verse from him, and he had other verses too, like T.I., what's the dude from J.R. Ryder, and the dude did Nas' little protege guy, Dave East. Yeah, okay. So he had those different features, and you could purchase them from him because he was doing beats and stuff for him. So I went through him and got the plug. Yes, sir.
So you got this big feature with Jadakiss, these big names, and you say you're not an artist, you're a rapper.
I did it for a long time. Like, I can do it, you know what I mean? But it's not something, like, at my age, I'm 44. Okay. And it's, like the stigma that come with that. My day job, I do IT.
Okay. Yeah.
So in the intern of me trying to push the merch and everything, music is the culture. Fashion and music go hand in hand. You can't have a runway model just walk into no sound. I never seen that. So
we come back to the IT thing. See, it's like from the clothing to the IT, you already your own brand, right?
Yeah.
Most of these artists that's out here trying to do it, if they don't have the money, then you should have the skill. You see what I'm saying? So since you got both, man, you know what I'm saying? I applaud that as a black man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Real story. So I was going to ask you what inspired you to do music, but you let it be known is to push the merch.
Real talk, I've been doing music. Like I got multiple songs and stuff that I've done with people, not really like industry established people, but it's a spot where G-Unit and them, Wade Martin Studios out here in Phoenix. I think it's like in Mesa. It's like $1 million studio. He first one that I seen. No, different. Wade Martin, that's his name. Okay. I think it's like WM, but he had the first touch screen, the big board that Dre and them be behind.
Yeah.
So he had one of those was touch screen. Okay. When I went there, he had Shaw Money XL in there. Young Buck and them had just recorded music probably a couple of days. Lloyd Banks, 50 Cent, who the other dude, Maserati Fox. They came out here recording this stuff. So I was kind of tight with him and I was doing stuff with him, he actually offered me a record deal, like a production. And we had some bad business, so I was just like, nah, I don't want to, because he released a song that I did overseas, but I didn't get a feature credit, so I kind of fell back from trying to do business with him. But yeah, I've been rhyming for a minute.
You mad at that? I ain't mad at that. Let me get to one or more of these questions, man. So what I did is I asked a few people who follow us, what question would you ask a rapper, or artist, or entrepreneur? And that's where some of these questions come from.
Okay.
So we answer direct fan questions. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing too weird. Don't worry about that. How was it transitioning from the Marines to an artist and being an entrepreneur?
It's tough, man, because I do everything. Like, I do the designs, I bag it, come up with the concepts, I put the tags on the merch. Like, so
You do everything yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at. Oh, well, that's keeping the calls, man.
Well, I try to cut out the middleman. Like, why pay somebody for something that I can learn how to do? So that 10,000 hours that you put in, I'll put 100 hours in and come up with something that's close to the level of skill that you got. So
Liking it.
yeah. So I think that if I see a man do something with his hands, that I can emulate it. Pretty much anything. That's how I've been learning my whole life. So I see somebody work on a car. If I know what that mechanical part does, then I can understand the concept of what makes it work. So if I can break it down, then I can put it back together. And that's how I approach everything.
So you're a quick learner. You can.
Yeah. So I learned through sight. Like, I can't read a book. I need to be able to touch it. Like, even with the IT stuff, I taught myself how to do that. Like, when I first got the job, all I knew how to do was set up a printer and an email address. And I'm sitting next to all these servers and them shit's just humming and I don't know how they work. But now I'm very multifaceted in all of my disciplines.
Okay. So in the IT realm, you work for a Fortune 500 company?
Nah, I work for the government.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Department of Defense. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Well, they go hand in hand with the Marines, right?
Yeah. I mean,
They don't continue to check.
Yeah, I try to stay close to the tree.
So with that, how do you balance your artist integrity, amongst many different styles, people you be around, things like that?
I got a very small circle of people that I entrust and deal with. But me staying true is just being me. Like, I'm not trying to be anything fake. Like, everything authentic. Like, I believe in just being yourself. Like, it's a one-on-one thing when you be you. When I'm trying to be Jeezy or Jay-Z or somebody, it's gonna be watered down because I'm emulating them. If I be me, then you're gonna get a different thought process and perspective of how I think, as opposed to, I want to write this like Jada. Or I want to write this like. Now, there's certain times, like on the song with Jada, I kind of conformed to what he was talking about, but I also didn't jump directly in his lane. Like, so I'm speaking to things from my perspective, but it's still staying on topic and on the hook. So basically, when you do a song, the hook is that's supposed to reel you in, and then you just stay on task. And
do you like listening to other people's verses if you're gonna be featured on the song, or do you just kind of?
Yeah, definitely, because it's ultimately I'm trying to be better than you. Whether it's Jada or Ray Dollars or my man's, I'm trying to light you up. I'm trying to give you like, ooh, like I want you to make the ugly face.
Okay.
You gonna do that when I got some shit with me.
So, although you don't emulate anybody, did you have any influences?
Okay. Arizona Ron. So if you ever heard the song Niggas Bleed, he talk about Arizona Ron from Tucson, push the black Yukon, usually had the slow grooves on. So I got that character from him. Okay. I live in Arizona Ron, and I took the character because he's a menacing, negative individual, right? So I tried to take that and I made it into an acronym. So RON is raised off neglect. Okay. And kind of like that's my story. I came up in a very tumultuous household, Philly is a city where you could lose your life for very minuscule things. Maryland, yeah, Maryland ain't no walk in the park. I done been through Baltimore, DC, Delaware, VA.
You know about the Joes.
I know about all of that. I know about a lot of stuff. You know, there's a lot of hustling going on. Like I said, Jay-Z was down there, the Haven, had a lot of big dudes that was, you know, getting money in the city. So it just was real. Kids getting, you know, I seen classmates get killed, all of that type of stuff. Yeah.
My daughter's just dealt with something like that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in amongst the youth.
The youth, yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of people who parents used to be in music or rap, because a lot of us was coming up under, you know, other folks, whatever the case may be, but they saw. I feel like some of them saw too much.
The kids,
Absolutely.
well, that's where the internet opened them up to. You know what I mean? You got Instagram that's showing them a lifestyle. Then you got, if you are into hip hop, now you are condoning that lifestyle, even though you might not be telling them. But when you ride in the car with them, listening to these bitches ain't shit and all of this shit.
Nah.
But I got daughters, so
Right.
if I was to do that, now I'm basically condoning twerking and saying that you should be a city girl and you know what I mean, all of that. So when I have my children in the car, I listen to Ron Isley and throwback music because I want to. When I put it on, I'm like, "What you know about this?" Right. So Mary J. Blige, I want you to hear the classic stuff so you can gain an appreciation for it. If I don't do that, I'm doing myself a disservice. They know I listen to hip hop, they know I rap, but I don't push that. I don't not let them hear my music because the shit that I talk about is positive and it's real. But I don't want you to think that I don't think that there should be a divide between what I listen to. Like the rap culture brings us together, but I try to put some space in there by listening to good music, Marvin Gaye and stuff like that. I want you to hear me listening to that classical music, Beethoven. Yes. I'm not multifaceted. I'm not one-dimensional.
I'm glad you say that. I think I found that a lot of us, fathers that's on hip hop, raise our daughters a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From the ones I've been around. I haven't been around too many deadbeat dads. You know
I don't condone them. So I'm not going to have a friend that's a deadbeat dad. Like, if you're not taking care of your kids, we can't be cool at all.
Got you. So, you got the new single out.
Yes, sir. How the G's did it.
Okay. And it's coming off the album, to the part 2, right?
Yeah. So the Raised Off Neglect 2, which is Ron 2. So it's a acronym, but the 2 is to include myself. So it's not 2 as in part 2, it's 2 as in Raised Off Neglect, me too. So if you got the album, I was raised off neglect too, also to include myself. That's what it's supposed to mean.
So what was your upbringing?
Substance abuse, single house. I mean, you know, my mom raised me single mother. She had some substance abuse issues. I was always a good kid, honor roll student, pretty much my whole time at high school up until 12th grade. She kind of like went MIA, like from October until about May. I'm paying the bills, electric.
You was on your own.
Yeah, well, I'd already been on. I started buying my school clothes at 14. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, her issues kind of trickled into my issues, so I wasn't getting the stuff that other kids got. I had to go out there and either get a job, which, you know, my homeboy, his uncle had a business. He was in the Air Force too. He had a business called Hard Hatters. So I worked for him. He brought me in like his own family. We used to do that. And then we'd take that money, turn it into some other money. And that's where my first entrepreneur stuff started. So we used to sell gum. I might make $150 just selling gum.
With the little candy store.
Yes, sir.
We used to sell the Kool-Aid pack with the sugars in it.
Yeah, the little dipstick. Yeah. So 25 cents pop gum.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, I got like $1.50, $1.20, something like that, and we'll flip that, and you know how that go.
Beats and music.
I don't got none. I don't condone it. I don't. I'm grown, man. I got too much to lose. Like, if we got a problem, if we had a problem, like, I would talk to you like a man. Like, you can say whatever you want from over there, but once you close that distance, then that's where the problem would ensue. I don't got no problem with you having an opinion. You not liking me.
So if somebody made a diss track or they made a
It'd just be some bars. I mean, I'd kill 90% of these industry niggas if it was a bar for bar type of thing. And what the people that's listening to this, you go out and listen to the album. You'll see that.
Man, I like that. So you're not afraid of a challenge. You're not afraid to get on a track with anybody. Obviously, since we got Jadakiss and those.
Yeah, and I took a Biggie beat and got on that.
Okay.
So you do a Biggie beat, Jay-Z beat, Eminem beat. You gotta have a lot of belief and pride in what you do.
Absolutely. So was you always a writer, or did you?
Freestyle, right? I've been in a bunch of freestyle competitions. When I was in Japan, they used to have different little freestyle contests. I participated. I won a couple, lost a couple. Come with the territory.
So you've been in any battles out in Arizona itself? Like,
Nah. For as far as like a battle, I probably wouldn't do like my freestyle like on I think that you got to be within the time period. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't even think they can freestyle probably like we used to, like just off the dome, just saying stuff that makes sense. You know what I mean? And not just rhyming. Like, if I say a freestyle, I want it to be concise. Like, I want this water to go with the actual concept of the freestyle. I don't want to just say water, quarter, and they don't have no correlation.
Right. Like, memorable moment in your music experience.
I would say the way that being in that studio. It was a really dope studio. Like I said, I bumped into Shy Money XL. I don't know if you familiar with him. He was G Unit president or whatever. And he came over and started chopping it up with me like, yo, what you doing? Because I had like a suit on. I wasn't dressed like this. I was dressed up like to where he probably thought I was an exec or somebody of a higher status. I wasn't. I just, moved different. So I had the suit on. He like, yo, what's your name? What you doing here? You an artist? I was like, nah, I don't really do music. I'm just here to support. They doing the opening. And it was just cool meeting them and, being able to have a conversation with somebody who is on a different level. Like, he was in the loop, like, and just being that close to it, I knew that if I really put my all into it, that I could have had that, that record deal if I really pursued it. So
being suited and booty got you the attention, or do you feel that you would have got it anyway?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that the fact that I was dressed like that, like, he ain't approached me like an artist. He approached me like just a man, and it wasn't on no, oh, you trying to get signed, this, that, and the third. It was more like, oh, what you do? I was like, I do IT. And, we talking about that. We didn't even really talk about music until he asked me why you here. So, Then I was like, yeah, I'm right. He was like, oh, for real? Yeah, okay.
I'm liking that, man. I'm liking that. So, creativity. How do you create? What gets you in the zone to write a song, create some clothing? What is your creative timeline?
I think when I hear something, or I see a certain situation, you know what I mean? Like real-time events, real-world events, like that, it inspired me to want to write some, or somebody then came out with something hot here recently. The last good song, I want to say, I think Meek and Ross had, like, that project was pretty good, that Kobe and Shaq. The recent one. It didn't, but it had like a couple little joints on there that I checked out. But nobody really doing numbers. Like, that's why you gotta mix the food with the medicine.
When it comes to Meek and Ross, I love the style of music they make. But when they're in certain positions, CEOs and things like that, I think people want to see more of an elevation. You came from the dirt, you came from, the block, whatever, but where's the elevation in the music to match your current lifestyle that everybody can just go look at?
Well, I'm gonna take what you said, for instance, right? Let's think about Jay, right? And how they praised him for the 444 album, right? Because they were saying he was talking about not just family stuff, but he was talking about gentrification and ownership and all of this stuff that Nas was talking about 15 years, you know what I mean? Like, so he knew about diversifying and investing. And what took you so long to tell us about this stuff? And if we keeping it all the way a buck, you gentrified Brooklyn when they pulled you in to help the Nets get started, right? So you sold the people in the city the dream. Hey, we're gonna have our own basketball team. Jay, a owner, and hey, like you said, 1% of something is better than 0% of nothing. Right. But you help usher that in, the whole gentrification of that community, and
so you think he played the people?
Hell yeah. Jay real smart, man.
Different angle from
yeah. I don't think a lot of people think like that, but yeah, he definitely played. He pulled the switcheroo on them, and they pulled the switcheroo on him. Like they ushered him out. I mean, it was good for him. It was a good business move because it highlighted, that he could do something other than rap. But what original thought has he had? And I'm not hating on Jay. I'm a big fan. He a good businessman and everything like that. But think of it. Dame, he was the clothes. Right. Dame was the record label because he couldn't get Jay a deal. Dame did the Ciroc. Dame did the movies. Now, Jay-Z got the Book of Clarence. Jay-Z got Ace of Spades. He take everything that Dame did. He just took all of his ideas.
Ain't that what you're supposed to do as an artist? I'm an artist, and I don't know the business, but I'm learning over the years the business because he's still making money over here from royalties, blah blah blah. But now I'm learning the business, so I'm supposed to surpass.
I ain't saying that you ain't supposed to surpass him, but what original idea have you come up with? What you doing? Everything is recycled.
What about the liquor?
Armandale was Dame.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
It wasn't that good, but that was Dame first. Yeah, Dame did everything that Jay is doing. Dame right now doing the television. He got a television network. And shout out to Dame. Real talk. This the camera. Network. Shout out to Dame, right? Dame Dash really inspired me. He the one who, he was on the Breakfast Club. He had an interview with them, and he was saying that you hustle for your last name. And that shit resonated with me. That's what started me pursuing my legacy of trying to create something for my children to leave them. I leave a will and not a bill, right? I think as a man that we all are creating a pyramid. I read this book called The Way to Superior Man by David Aida. And my interpretation of it was that you're never going to get the highest praise that you're going to receive while you're here. So the whole time we're here, we all making a pyramid. Right? But once you die, the people that speak on your behalf are the one that put the capstone on it. So you don't ever get to see the apex. The whole time, you just David Aida. It's The Way to Superior Man. Okay. So he's saying that as a man, you just building your legacy. And there's never going to be a day when you stop where you just get to sit on a porch, drink lemonade. Some people do, but me, my ambition, it runs very high, so I don't think I ever will have a moment to where I feel like everything is done.
I got you. So with the clothing?
Yeah. I mean, but it's more than just that. So my eventual ending point is with the clothing is to be able to flip this money and turn it into tech money, right? So I got this business, get it off the ground, give it to the kids, let them do or they thing with it, then we sell that. Take that money, flip it into tech. I got a bunch of different ideas for inventions and stuff like that, but it's so hard to really get into that field because once you give your idea to China, they automatically gonna start black marketing your shit, and they gonna have it out probably before you do. And now you're competing with your own design from somebody, yes, and with somebody that you can't sue. Because you can't sue internationally. I can't sue China from America and try to, if they, bootlegging it. That's fact, huh? Yeah, so that's what made me so scared to really jump in the tech field because I know that I got to give them all of my ideas, the schematics and the plans and everything. Once I give it to them, they're going to go into production with it. Once I get mine back, they going to keep making product. That's what Temu and all of that, Wish and all of that, that's other people's inventions and shit that they just went and ran with. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, so look, and all that stuff.
Yeah. So by the time I made this sweatsuit, this hoodie, they gonna produce. If it was to blow up, rather, they gonna be over there making it, bootlegging it, and that's cutting into my profits. You look at their website, they selling it for $15. I'm trying to sell it for $40. Right. Where they gonna buy it from?
Because you got the shipping and handling, but they done got it all.
Yes.
Yeah. So how you feel about Arizona becoming a tech hub?
I think it's dope. But I think AI is gonna really kill most of the jobs out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just watching Simba, and he's like, "Only you." He said, "I played around with the AI writing, helping me write lyrics."
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever did that?
Nah, I'm old fashioned with that. Like I gotta sit down with the pen and pad. Like I'll get like the first 6 to 8 bars in my head, like, just write them in my head. But then after that, I need to either break out my phone, type it in, or put pen to paper. I prefer that more because I like to edit. Like the way that I write my bars, sometimes I can take this part and move it, and then it'll make sense and it'll make it flow. So I like to do it when I can see it. I'm a visual type of person. I mean, as you can see, visual. Yeah, I'm analog. Like I want to be able to touch it. Digital is cool, but too much get lost in translation. It's a lot of stuff that can't be controlled once you put it in the air. Just like once you say something, you can't bring the words back. So that's how I feel like digital is.
You ever had somebody say something to you and come back later and be like, bro?
Definitely, but more so women. I think the men toe that line to where they don't really, because we know that the threat of violence is real between us. Like if I disrespect you in here, like I don't know what the hell you got in here. First of all, and I'm playing an away game because I'm here. So that's what I call that. You go over you go over a chick house, you don't know, that's an away game, right?
Say that.
When you playing a home game, you got home field advantage because you know the turf, I know the refs, I know security,
Yeah.
But if I go out of town or I'm playing Arizona's home, but we go to Los Angeles, that's a away game. I don't know what is waiting for me. You see how Deion Sanders and them got robbed? Yeah. Playing away game. You brought their jewelry.
Thinking it has security no matter what. I don't care. Once you start making bread and you're on TV and you all these plays, I don't care who you is, man. You got enough to afford security, even if it's for one night.
Yeah, but you definitely should protect your valuables in a better way to where like you're not frivolously leaving them in a locker to where everybody got access to them. They lined y'all up as soon as they see y'all come get off the bus.
The thing is, nowadays, unless you're gonna melt the jury down, you can't get that off, man. You can only get it off on the streets. So it's like,
and you're not even gonna get what it's worth. Exactly. They gonna get more money if you don't take it from literally.
Not saying anybody want to be in that situation, but I'm giving it up. I can come back and get it back. You know what I'm saying?
Can't get time back. You can't get your life back.
No, man, I ain't giving up this chain.
Yeah. I'm not even really a big chain. I mean, I got one on now, but I'm not really into like all of that. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to step out and be versatile but it's not gaudy. It's not that big. It's just a little small joint. And it brings too much attention when you do play away games, because now a person got an incentive to do something to you. And again, like going back to being with or around a female, dudes feel more emboldened if they can pump you. And now I got a souvenir to show behind, we call it jukes, and I made you look bad and I got something from you. So yeah, I ain't really into that. I got more guns than I do jewelry.
Yeah, I see you do the training class.
Yeah. I actually did a training class right down there. I'm familiar with this area. I did a training class right here on the end. It was a female and like 8 other people that did a class with me. No warning shots. I got merch for that too. I do a little training classes. Again, being in the Marine Corps, I learned a lot. So I can get you a half a dozen, or I can make it from scratch. Like, yeah, ARs, Glocks. Yeah, I can make them every little component.
We might have to put a little something together, man. I would like to do that, man. Take some of these. I believe in empowering artists, period. You know what I'm saying? And gun safety and awareness is one of the things I'm advocating for.
Yeah.
Because just because you got it, that's a lot of power to have in your hand, no matter what kind you got.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people get locked up because nobody told them, no, you got to have temperament, you got to have patience when you got that thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying, so it ain't no sense of me, I'm not playing with it. Like, it ain't a toy. I don't show it, I don't flash it. I mean, if I'm in the house and I'm cleaning it, or you might stumble upon it because I got little stash boxes and everything at the crib, but it's not something that I pull out. The more you handle a gun, the more likely you are to get hurt by it. Most people get shot with their own gun. That's why I don't like Glocks, because they don't got a safety.
Yeah, and some of these cats can't shoot anyway. They turn it sideways.
I mean, if you put a switch in it, right? It's hold 100. It got its own reach. You see that girl when she shot that dude out here? Just that's how it is. Once you pull the trigger, it's just gonna rattle. You gotta hold it firm, act like it's what it is, and then you shoot it. But yeah, if you got 100 rounds, you ain't really trying to hit nothing. In the Marine Corps, we say 1 shot, 1 kill, and that's what it is. I guess I'm proficient from 75 yards with a handgun. I could get you a headshot. Block away.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's real though.
What's your choice?
1911. It got like 3 different safety features on it.
Okay.
And it's a 45. So it only gonna take one. If I crack I hit a bone.
It's real.
I got my concealed carry permit. So I know the rules. I know the repercussions also. And that's again what the music is about. It's more important to know about the repercussions. Everybody can get a switch and blow somebody's top off. But what you gonna do when you get in jail?
That's the part they don't think about.
How you gonna weather that storm? You got these young boys, Young Thug, and I think they just locked up, and shout out to them. I'm not,
they going through some things.
Shitting on nobody, but
I think it's more political with some of these.
It's definitely because everybody getting a RICO charge, and these is not no organizations. These is kids that's just claiming a block. That's it.
Here's the thing: if they're going after the labels itself,
but they not.
Who funds the label?
This is COINTELPRO at its highest level. Again, the music influences the culture. So if you listen to my music, I'm going to influence you not to be like me, but to be like you, to be your own person, to be your own man, to stand on your own too. Ain't nothing more attractive to a woman than a man that stays in his path and knows who he is. When you out here emulating somebody, when I go in the club, I don't be in the club, but when I be out in lounges or any type of particular place, you can see somebody trying to be looking like Jay-Z or looking like 50 Cent. They got a whole starter kit, Rick Ross. You understand what I'm saying? I go in being myself. I feel comfortable wearing a suit. I feel comfortable wearing, what do you call it? Suspenders. Like,
checking for what somebody
I could care less. And I don't wear no tight fitted suit either. I'm in my era. I'm going to wear something that compliments me.
Tapered at the ankles?
Yeah, I can't do it. It ain't for me to skinny tie, all of that. Nah, I'm more of a dapper type of, when it comes to dressing up like that. I don't think that a suit ever go out of style. I mean, a zoot suit might, but as long as it's tailored, I get my suits tailored, I think you in there. Ain't nobody never gonna shit on you when you got a suit.
I would never get that from the look now.
Yeah, I know. I did this all.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Hey, it's more than meets the eye. So if you tap in with City Buzz, you tap in with me, you get to get behind the scenes on all of this stuff. We bringing you the latest in fashion, music, and real life.
So I see the guy got me shirts that you brought
to the studio room.
Yeah, so everything got a message, right? Guy got me. When I was going through those times, living in that house, We ain't really have a lot, man. Like, I grew up with kerosene heaters and shit. My mom used to make soup and hot water cornbread on them. Like, this stuff I don't really tell people. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it, but her issues kind of forced me to be different. Like, I got in a lot of trouble. I was really violent. But I got to pay the bills as a kid. You know what I mean? And ain't too many kids that got to do that. So the money that I'm making, like, if you owe me, you owe, like, you don't know that $40 you owe me is going to help put food in the refrigerator for the next couple of days, or it's going to pay this bill, or it's going to help me with the rent. So I gotta collect that. And if I don't collect that, now my reputation on the line to where the next person think that, yes, that they going to be able to get on me. And not only if they getting over on me now, the dude that I'm getting it from can burn me. Like, I heard, what's the name? I'm going to give him 3.2 instead of 3.5, or whatever, the 26 grams instead of 20. And I ain't condoning that shit, because that ain't what I'm trying to tell y'all to do. I said, that's what I had to do. Yeah, that's what I ain't even have to do that. But it really was very bleak, and I ain't really see too many other opportunities. So that was the one that I saw. I seen everybody else doing it. And those, I was influenced as a kid that, what else am I going to do if I need $1? I'm going to go get one. So I wasn't the sneak thief type. Like, if I'm going to take something from you, I'm going to take it right in front of your face.
I think that's that Philly.
I seen some shit out there, man.
So with that trauma, man, because you start to seem like a definitely well-rounded individual, how you deal with that trauma, and keep it all together?
I think that it's men that came before us that seen worse. Like, you ever seen your grandfather get hung? I'm saying we haven't, but our ancestors did. Like, this is the type of Willie Lynch shit that they instilled in us. And we on autopilot. We don't need them to go around burning crosses, because we doing it. I'm pulling up to your crib with the ladder and I'm lynching. That's a modern day lynching. We don't need no Ku Klux Klan no more. We are our own Ku Klux Klan. So I'm here to dispel all of that. We got to break the cycle. And that's what I'm trying to do. I know I already broke the cycle. Like, I own a home. My kids wasn't raised nowhere near like I was. I've been in a life the whole time. I ain't never meet my pops. So all of the things that I went through, they haven't experienced. So that means I was a success. And I'm not perfect by any means, but having 2 girls, they ain't never had somebody touch them or do no, because I wouldn't even be here giving this interview if something like that occurred. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I'd be in jail just perfectly fine. Let me get the Jack Mac, get my phone time.
Yeah, you'll be happy that you protected your family.
I say that, but my daughter, my youngest daughter, shout out to her, Alana, and Michaela, my oldest daughter. She seen my temperament, and I had a couple incidents before, not to get too deep into it, but she said, if you do something to somebody, who's gonna protect me when you're gone?
Yeah.
And ask yourself that. People out there, people that listen to this, the men, if you really a stand-up dude, what is your child gonna do when you're gone? And that right there kind of slowed me down in how I approach things, especially when I'm with her. Like, if I see somebody like cut her off or pick up a shoe that she, let me take a little breath. Go ahead, baby, go over there. Go. I go get. Can I see that? Thank you, sir. You know what I mean? Like, so y'all try to move a little bit different, because that was like one of the realest questions she ever asked me. Like, if I go and wild out and what they call it, crashing out, what's going to happen after that? Like, now she's left to fend for herself, and now you really can be abused because there's nobody there to to push the line.
Man, this has been very, very candid interview, man.
Yeah, I want to be open with y'all, man. I'm an open book for the most part. Just being real, and like, maybe something I say can help somebody, because I know it's somebody out there that's raised off neglect.
Let's say raised off neglect too. Where can they find it?
This could be up on my website. It'll be on all platforms here shortly. I just wrapped up, just got the album cover done. So now I'm gonna put it on all the streaming sites. You'll see it on iTunes. Was it Tidal? Shout out to Jet. Everywhere. So I'm gonna push that here. Again, everything is like I'm just gearing up. That's why I wanted to get with you. You know, you got the pulse of the city. I know you're doing things out here. And so yeah. So I'm gonna get you the music too. I know you ain't listened to it yet.
I've been trying to find it. I've been searching.
No, because it ain't nowhere. Because I'm trying to roll it all out as a package.
Okay.
Like so, once I push the sweatsuits and all the other stuff, now you got the soundtrack for all of that. Like it'll come all in a wave. Like I'm just trying to get a momentum built up behind me to where now like it's anticipation for it. But the first single is like a West Coast. You know, what I'm hearing is people saying it's like. I don't never want to say that I'm Tupac. Definitely not. But he was an East Coast rapper that used to rap on West Coast beats. And that's kind of what I'm trying to infuse.
I
Like,
saw Corrupt mention something.
yeah, they Corrupt was from Philly.
Right.
But Corrupt was like, dads don't get the love he should get.
Daz is one of the best producers during that time.
But Pop first song he did when he landed down was with Daz.
Yeah, it went with Drake.
And he was like, Daz cooked it up right then and there.
Right on the spot.
Rider.
Yeah. And that was one of the best songs off that album. Real talk, I was never a fan of California Love at all. Pac verse or Dre verse. Like it just seemed like what it was. It was something, it was a A-side, you know, it was for the label.
Do you
Basically.
do you think artists do well when they go to and work with a producer that's total opposite from what they're used to, like from Philly? If you're from Philly, you stick with a Philly producer, or would you do better with somebody like a California producer?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think that because you take Ice Cube. When he left NWA, he went to Public Enemy, and then what was it, the Bomb Squad or Terminator? I forgot the name of the actual production company, but he came. That was jacking for beats, all of that. That was that.
They have a boom
Yeah,
sound.
yes, that was that. So yeah, I think that it can, like when you put Snoop on East Coast beats or Jay-Z on West Coast beats, yeah, I think it can go. But I think you got to have a producer that know what he's trying to pull out of you in those moments. I think the reason some of this music isn't as good is because people aren't in-house together. So when we do a collaboration, Jada Kiss, I never met him to...
You just set the session.
We would have did a better song, or I ain't gonna say we. I would have been able to do a better song if I had the chance to be in the same room with him. So y'all artists, when y'all collaborating, I think that you need to, especially if you can't, get in the same room, because you're going to get a way better vibe than you would, or you might not get a vibe at all. But either way, you won't be wasting your time. Like, I'm not feeling it, or, yo, this is fire. So yeah, I think collaboration with people, real time, analog versus digital, I think that that's way better.
Yeah, I think the analog sound is still clean. You don't have to go digital regardless, but capturing the actual recording from the mic, I like when they go through, you know what I'm saying, the old school tube compressor. I like to hear that crispiness, and then, or the airiness.
Clean it up however you want.
So what do you think about the artificial intelligence where they can take and they can put Pac on a song, or they could put Eazy-E on us, you know what I mean?
That part, I still feel like is still in their intellectual property. They're going to have to create something that registers your voice tone. It's only you with your tone.
But the thing is, it ain't gonna belong to you. And that's the craziest thing. The loophole, y'all listen up. The loophole is that the record label is gonna own your voice. So you're gonna sign over your voice, your likeness, your voice, and all of that.
It belongs to the label.
It's gonna belong to them. Just like with the 360 deal, that's the same thing. So if I was to get signed, you know what they want? They're gonna want the merch. They're gonna want my album. You know what I mean? Like, so they're gonna give you a deal, but you gonna have to then turn around and pay them or make them a partner in everything. And they
don't want just the master.
No more independent. Yeah. So
I'm still like Snoop Dogg. The math ain't mathing when it comes to who negotiated the numbers with. That's where I'm having an issue at, because no way you should have 5,000-6,000 plays and don't got $100 or 5,000 or 50.
because they are trying to leverage it for them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they always want to put it in favor of, that's the whole thing of being on a major. Like, they investing in you, so you got to sell your right arm in order to get the most minimalist of things. And that recouping part is a part of it. So they invest their money, they want double. It's always got to be an ROI. I mean, it's just like being in the street. You invest X amount of dollars in something, you want to double that.
Are you gonna have physical copies of the album, or are you just gonna...
What do you think about that? Because I did last time, and people be like, "Yeah, I don't got a CD player."
I'm seeing more records.
And stuff like that.
But you gotta go overseas to get them, right?
Nah, you can press them up here, but I think selling them, they
sell better overseas. So like
Yeah, well, I mean, if you could plug me, I don't really know nobody do it here, but yeah, I definitely
think it's like nostalgic. They have them on the wall or something.
It would be dope. Actually, when I made the album cover, I went on Fiverr and made mine. You know about Fiverr? Absolutely. Yeah, so I went on there.
They kill half of my business.
Yeah, I went on there and made my album cover, but they actually had like a real record on there, and I was like, damn, maybe I should do that, but yeah, it's kind of hard to put your money there and not know if it's gonna come back. I know the CD ain't come back. I just giving them away for free by the end of it. Like, here, you give me $5, $1, just make a contribution, I give it to you for free. So I'm trying to do more like a digital download and be in-house. So you go to the website, you can get the clothes, and then you can buy the CD there. And it'd be a proud to pay type of thing. Like, it's going to be out there for free. You know what I mean? Because I got like that mixtape. Freestyle with Biggie. I want people to hear it. So I'm just going to put that on the mixtape and then just put it out so that, because you know you can't sell the joint with his beat on there. We
got to get you back to perform, man. We redesigning this. This is going to be now the digital stage. So if you're an artist and you're trying to, get footage and that stuff, come right here. You could do it. And
you let me know. I'll come burn it down real quick.
Absolutely, man. We got to have it, because that's diving into the artist a little bit.
Yeah. I come back and do a showcase.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be on the beat. We here with Arizona Ron, man. I appreciate you coming. Now, I ain't cutting you off too early.
No.
You said you had a sketch. I'm going to rock the shirt, man. I just got some new shoes, man. I ain't know how I was going. Listen,
You go with your hat.
if you military, go ahead down to the Nike store, get you that.
Yeah. And I'm willing to, do some shows and pop up. And, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have no problem with that. When I say I'm not pursuing it, meaning like I work 9 to 5. And again, with me, my age demographic, like for the most part, people ain't checking for me to, even though I'm nice, like dead nice, but what's the likelihood of it? And I'm more about probability than I am actually it could happen. Yeah, anything can happen.
So is it? So your music is more like your diary.
Kinda, it's definitely. If you look at the cover and when you listening to the song, it almost looks as if the character on the cover is speaking from his perspective. You know what I mean? It's really that deep with it. And that's what it's supposed to do. When you see the cover, I want it to evoke some type of emotion, because really that was me on many occasions where, I wasn't that young, but being on the block 3-4 o'clock in the morning, having no 14, 15, I had no reason being out there. People just got killed around the corner. Like, I remember I was walking through Philly. I was like 16, 17. Me and my cousin got arguing. So on Christmas Eve, I just dipped. I walked. I at least out there for like 45 minutes just walking. Came back.
At 14.
Now I was like 15, 16. But anything can happen. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is make one wrong turn down a wrong block, and what you doing over here? Because that's how I used to be back then. Just like on the West Coast, what set you claim? That's basically the question that they ask you. What you doing over here? Who you know over here? If you don't know somebody on that block, yeah, it's just cause to catch a L or catch a body.
Definitely don't want to do that.
No, definitely, yeah, man.
Not in Arizona. It's too hot out here.
Now I'm just anywhere, man. That's why they made sidewalks. Stay out the street.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one. That's why they made. No, that's a shirt.
That's a shit.
That's a shirt right there.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
shirt. Right there. That's a shirt. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. We're going to get this thing chopped up, edited up the right way. We'll make sure you get a copy of the
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Hopefully, we can infuse that in there a little bit.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that. Hey, man.
Pleasure, man. You know what it is.
you, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Get ready for flight. Engage. Now, this is a mixtape for you to rewind. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Submit your tracks or EPKs at citybuzzradio.com.